and welcome back to What Remains of Edith Finch. Assuming now we're going at the other path.
Oh, well, out the exit?
Ah. What was the other way then? Can I go?
What was the other way?
Have a look.
I'm assuming it just didn't lead anywhere.
Oh, no.
No, back in.
Everything has sort of area of effect bubbles, I guess.
Back out. Yep, back out. This was interesting.
I didn't see that it didn't go any higher.
Yeah, it just sort of terminates. You would never have. Like, this would never be an extension to a house. It's terrifying.
No, it sort of gets more and more, sort of whimsical and unreal. Like, is this...
It's more precarious.
Is this really happening? That's what I'm suspicious of.
It's a blending of fantasy and fact. Well, it's like Barbara didn't get killed by being eaten by her fans.
No. But, to take the exit.
And it hasn't shown us anything literally supernatural, just odd. Like the guy living in the basement for 30 years.
Yeah.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
This was just the other way up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Either she probably just didn't have the, didn't want to do it at all.
Hmm.
I wish we'd stayed.
This is Dawn Finch.
But I understand why we left.
Oh, is this finally your room? Do they just keep on building up the younger they get?
I suppose, yes, or the newer they are.
In loving memory of Lewis Finch.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Disaster relief? Well, this is her dad's stuff, Sanjay.
Edie's birthday, I take it.
Yeah.
Ain't he being a ripe old age?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
So God, it must be annoying. You have to go through everyone else's rooms to get through to yours.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
jellyfish toy.
Yeah.
Like Molly's.
I'm seeing lots of stuff from other people. Like a weird word lamp.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Where am I? Oh, okay. I think I left the dining room.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
What were you eating off when you were 11?
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Even when we're tiny, we still have weird gloves.
Yeah, because Edie made them for you. Now we know we can go in here as well.
Yeah.
Well, I suspect this is somewhat near the end of the game anyway.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Thunderbox, store your shit.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Not okay. There is a bed. History of the Finches by Edie Finch. So it's very dark.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. Oh, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Aww.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it,
Doesn't have a microphone on it, doesn't work.
No.
but she started getting sick a lot.
Just with a DS.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
Approach the vagina.
I'm thinking, am I being born?
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
What did you think?
That's a computer. Oh, that keyboard would be worth a fortune now. I think it's an interesting time to be alive, that we get to see the maturity of a industry. In that, it's interesting seeing games like this, and like God of War 3 come out, which are about people as they get old. God of War 4, sorry. That they're about much more adult things because they're much, much older. So, like, there was that spate of games which were about being a dad.
Yeah.
And this game is obviously about grief and about people dying and all that sort of thing. And unfinished one. And about that sort of thing. So it's really an interesting time. And you get to see that being our age. Like, you know, we started off with much, much simpler games. And now we're getting more complicated games. And then, you know, it's interesting just seeing how they've evolved.
Yeah. It was very weird and very experimental. And I don't suppose the stories really mattered. And I like the mood and looking at stuff. How they told some of the little stories.
It was good because it was a very, very human story.
It was, yeah.
It's nice to see more of that. That one about Barbara truly was a dreadful story. Those mouth masks are a bit strange.
They are. That whole section was weird where you were an owl and a shark and a... like, what?
It's like, was it about childhood imagination? I have
guess.
no clue.
I think it was, yeah.
Then we caught this rabbit. This rabbit was much bigger than the last one, but graphically we made it appear the same because it was simpler. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Okay, so there's a post-game mode, so that's quite cool.
We filled everything in now on the bit of picture. We get to see the little Edie and the little Dawn. They weren't there before. I think that just means, yeah, you can pick a section.
But I don't think we'll be doing that.
No, so
We'll catch you again another time instead.
Bye-bye.